How was your day today? Hello, we are Why Is That So? And welcome to our podcast series that always begins with why questions, applying the first principle thinking method. This approach offers you multidimensional perspectives on various life issues. To truly embrace life with us, let's dive into this episode. What hides behind those smiles? A smile is a behavioral response in humans that acts as a positive signal to our peers, fostering connection and helping us survive. It's considered the most natural expression of human emotion. Psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud explained that laughter symbolizes the release of repressed tension. Transmitting positive emotional signals helps us reduce stress and fosters bonding with others. We laugh when we hear a funny story, when we reunite with loved ones after years apart, or when we greet a new acquaintance. A smile seems to become a messenger, helping people convey emotional messages more powerfully than any words. In the workplace, a friendly, approachable person who always smiles will easily win the affection of those around them, and their work will flow more smoothly and quickly. But laughter isn't always so simple. Unlike children who giggle uncontrollably when happy, many different types of smiles exist in various contexts, each with different meanings. In 1913, scholar Nguyen Vinh wrote an article titled Smiling at Everything to criticize what he considered a very bad habit of the Vietnamese people. He wrote, "We Annamese have a strange habit of smiling at everything. We smile when praised, we smile when criticized. When good, we chuckle. When bad, we chuckle. When wrong, we chuckle. A toothy chuckle and all seriousness vanishes. Since when did people start smiling even when they weren't happy?" We have various types of smiles: the submissive smile, the knowing smile, the comedic smile, the pained smile. Broadly, smiles can be divided into two categories: genuine smiles and fake smiles, meaning there are natural smiles and forced smiles, where one smiles despite not wanting to. A genuine smile involves the simultaneous activity of two facial muscle groups. First, the zygomatic major muscle, which controls the corners of the mouth, and second, the orbicularis oculi muscle, which controls the corners of the eyes. Thus, when we genuinely smile, both our mouth and eyes smile. The French neurologist Benjamin Duchenne was the first to discover this phenomenon. Duchenne metaphorically stated that a genuine smile is a smile with the eyes. Conversely, all forced, fake smiles, when people don't want to smile but still have to, only involve the activity of the zygomatic major muscle, meaning only the mouth smiles, but the eyes do not. However, in reality, it's very difficult to distinguish between a genuine smile and a fake one in normal communication, and that is a frightening thought. The man you see here is Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park. This seemingly normal, joyful photo was taken a few hours before he took his own life. Depression is known as a mood disorder characterized by prolonged feelings of sadness and loss of interest. Some patients outwardly express these pent-up, painful thoughts. But what if all those expressions are perfectly and completely hidden? That is also one of the terrifying psychological issues: smiling depression. Smiling depression is a high-functioning depression, also known as persistent depressive disorder. It's a special type of mood disorder where all true thoughts and feelings are concealed by a smile and a positive attitude towards life. Although outwardly optimistic and happy, the patient struggles internally, grappling with guilt, self-reproach, and pessimism about the future. In reality, smiling depression isn't an official medical concept, so you won't find it in specialized literature. It's called smiling depression precisely because it reflects two contrasting sides of a person. The symptoms of this condition are quite hidden and difficult to detect, making it hard for us to provide timely support for ourselves or those around us. In Dr. Nguyen's book, The Story Behind a Psychiatrist, he recounts an anecdote. "Waking up in the morning, I feel incredibly heavy, but just brushing my teeth, washing my face, and changing clothes, I feel a little energy from each activity. That allows me to get in the car and drive to work. When I arrive at work and meet everyone, I can put on a smile as if it's already fixed on my face. Laughing and joking cheerfully with everyone around, no one sees anything unusual about me. But in the afternoon, on the way home, as soon as I sit in the car, my mind starts buzzing and I know it's coming. As soon as I walk through the door and drop my backpack, all energy seems to drain from my body. I'm utterly exhausted, wanting only to collapse and lie there forever, never wanting to get up again. Nighttime is the scariest time. What usually appears in your mind then? For those with depression, negative thoughts begin to surge, continuously attacking their minds, but there's nothing around to protect them. During the day, they have others beside them or tasks that distract them, but when alone, they are exposed and more vulnerable than ever. They embrace themselves in that suffocating dark night, then tell themselves, "It's okay. Tomorrow morning I'll wake up again, brush my teeth, wash my face, and change clothes." Depressed individuals are not always in a state of sadness, suffering, exhaustion, deadlock, despair, suicidal thoughts, and pessimism about everything. They live as if they have two lives. Have you ever wondered what truth lies hidden behind the smiles you still see? For those who outwardly express their suffering, outsiders who don't understand might make judgments like, "Why do they always look so gloomy? If they're always so negative, no one will want to be their friend." But what about those who perfectly conceal the swamp of negativity within them? Only when it's too late do outsiders wonder. "They seemed so cheerful, I never saw them complain or cry." To an outsider, someone who always appears happy but is actually sad seems abnormal. But they don't realize that this very abnormality is, in fact, a normal reaction. Indian philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti once said, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." This means that what we commonly perceive as normal might not actually be normal. It's simply an imagined and illusory normality. What is abnormal by societal definitions? Not marrying by a certain age is abnormal. Liking the same gender is abnormal. Not having children after marriage is abnormal. Suddenly wanting to resign from a stable job is abnormal. Having a fulfilling career and love life but suffering from depression is even more abnormal. If your hand is cut, it will bleed. If your foot is stepped on, it will hurt. If someone harms you, you'll feel anger. If you're betrayed, you'll feel pain. These are natural reactions. They couldn't be more normal. But these normal reactions are then labeled as follows: your ability to handle pressure is too weak. As a public figure, you should be prepared to receive dissenting opinions. You're so grown up, why are you still so immature? And so, gradually, these labels make people withdraw, hiding their true feelings. They will gradually replace their sadness and stress with phrases like, "It's okay, I'm fine." And outsiders consider that to be the acceptable, non-abnormal thing. Are all those "it's okay" as truly okay? Are all those "I'm fine" as truly fine? The two words abnormal represent the harshest social stigma. We fear being labeled abnormal, so we continue to uphold normality, burying all discomfort, struggles, and aching pains deep within our hearts. On the surface, we wear a smile and utter the words, "I'm okay," just to keep moving forward. If you search for the hashtag face of depression on social media, you'll find hundreds of photos of people smiling happily. Sadly, in reality, they are suffering from depression. Surprisingly, these people look just like everyone else, at least on the surface. They still laugh, talk, and joke. They are approachable, friendly, cheerful, and charming. No one could ever know how much pain they've endured. It was then that I realized, who knows how broken the person next to me might have been, how deeply shattered, and how powerfully they've risen. If we cannot comfort or encourage them, perhaps the best thing to do is remain silent instead of becoming another burden for them. When the serious fire occurred in a mini apartment building in Hanoi, while the entire community was praying for the residents' lives to be saved and for them to overcome the blaze, there were still some individuals who uttered malicious comments like, "When the house burns, parents in the countryside will finally know their children are out partying all night." Or, "They saved strangers, but couldn't save their own granddaughter." It's incomprehensible what they were thinking to say such things. Everyone goes through their own difficult journey. So, let's be kind to each other while we still can. And for those with depression, what will you do next? How long will you continue to hide it? Just like someone with an allergy, abnormal reactions to a strange food are actually normal because their body recognizes pathogenic bacteria, threatening stimuli, and uncomfortable pressures. Smiling depression is also like an alarm bell. It's a reminder, a call from your very life. It is never intended to tell you that ending your life is the only option. Instead, it wants to remind you, this is the time to change, to rest. Scrolling through Tumblr, I came across this quote, "One day you'll see that every wrong thing in life was right." The band Nguyen also sang a similar sentiment. One day, you'll realize that the sad stories of yesterday are just funny anecdotes today. Soon, you won't fear those pains anymore. Not because your emotions have dulled, but because you've understood the deeper meanings of loss. Everything lost will be repaid. Your persistent efforts will yield deserving results. That day will surely come, the day you realize all misfortunes happen for a reason, and they all bring lessons. So, don't rush to give up before that day arrives. In Friends, Monica once said this line, "Welcome to the real world, it sucks, you're gonna love it. Life is beautiful, life is terrible. But no matter how beautiful or terrible it is, it doesn't affect my love for life. There are small joys that spontaneously drop into my heart, and for many days afterward, I feel a gentle peace seeping into my soul, feeling love for everything in life, loving myself, loving others, loving flowers, plants, and loving life itself." It turns out that thanks to a few things, a few people, we find this life truly worth living. It's family, friends, animals, cute children we happen to meet on the street. It's the vast ocean, the boundless sky, the lush green meadows, the wonderful world of good books, the vibrant colors of quirky hobbies, the golden autumn sunlight, the movies I love, and the blossoming flowers reaching for the sun. And then I realized that morning, the sky was higher and bluer. I walked under the leafy trees and felt something called love. It turns out the world still loves me so much. Everything just kept coming into view, small, pretty, gentle. I think I've found my reason to keep moving forward, steadfastly. A smile is like a blooming flower, your entire face lights up. Have you ever been unable to forget someone just because of their smile? As my mother once said, every time you smile at someone, it is an act of love, a gift to that person, and a beautiful thing. A smile also creates the law of attraction. It draws in positive energy, which then spreads wonderful emotions. I hope you will always smile truly joyful, genuine smiles.